That movie sucked.
I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.
We were the first heroes to return alive to Half-Blood Hill since Luke. So of course, everybody treated us as if we'd won some reality TV contest. According to camp tradition, we wore laurel wreaths to a big feast prepared in our honor, then led a procession down to the bonfire, where we got to burn the burial shrouds our cabins had made for us in our absence. Annabeth's shroud was so beautiful. Gray silk with embroidered owls. I told her it seemed a shame not to bury her in it. She punched me and told me to shut up. Being the son of Poseidon, I didn't have any cabin mates, so the Ares cabin had volunteered to make my shroud. They'd taken an old bed sheet and painted smiley faces with X'd out eyes across the border, and the word loser painted really big in the middle. It was fun to burn. Welcome to Of the Oldest Gods, where we discuss Rick Riordan's role as our godly parent.
I'm Taylor from Cabin 6.
And I'm Charlie from Cabin 13. So how are you feeling about this chapter, Taylor? How are you feeling?
It's a chapter. Am I supposed to feel a certain way?
Well, I was feeling a bit lukewarm on it.
Oh my god. No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Why are you like this?
Because you let me be on the podcast.
Fair point.
So, what was this chapter about?
The end. That's what it's about.
Okay, goodbye.
Bye. Well, okay. Percy and Annabeth get to burn their own funeral shrouds, which makes me feel a sort of way. Percy gets to live out a semi-normal camp experience, except the lava wall and sword fighting. At the end of summer, Percy must make the decision to either go home to Sally in 7th grade or stay at Camp Half-Blood. While he's trying to decide, Luke invites him to some bro time with Cope, which is suspicious, but also sugar. They go into the woods to hunt monsters. Plot twist, Luke is the friend that is the betrayer all along, and sets a fucking pit scorpion on this poor child. He has been secretly a pawn of Kronos this whole time. The end of the Kronos story, probably. Percy and Annabeth both return to their families for the year with one last sad look of the camp. The end.
Yeah.
The end, the end.
The end. That's it.
Yeah.
The end of the podcast. That's, we're going home. We're done.
It's fine. It's fine.
Oh no.
It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. As long as you say it's fine.
Yeah. If I say it's fine, it's obviously fine.
Okay.
Isn't that how that works?
Okay.
You seem stressed.
I am always stressed.
Is that your secret?
Yes, that is my secret cap. I believe you have, a little segment for us, though, as well, this week. Not where the fuck are we, but maybe a why of some kind?
Yeah, sort of a why the fuck are we? Yeah, I guess that's where it goes the best, is why the fuck are we? So, like I mentioned, Luke introduces us to a pit scorpion, which is not a real thing. That is not a thing.
So I assume that's a monster, then?
Yes, theoretically. And I think he got the idea based on just, looking probably from Magic the Gathering.
Okay.
Because it is a card in Magic, so my guess is he just sort of pulled it out of there.
You bastard. You just stole from Magic.
So that I discovered today is in fact a card in Magic the Gathering. So it did have some basis in previous cultural references before this. It's apparently referenced in the first Olympian War too. So yeah, that's sort of the background there. However, even though pit scorpions aren't real, obviously frickin' scorpions are real. I think.
Whoa.
I've only ever seen them in the zoo.
I really don't want them to be real. Can they not?
Oh no, they are terrifying.
Yeah, no.
They should not.
I don't want them
They
to be
should
real.
not exist. Yeah, they just should not exist.
I don't like arachnids. I don't. Like, Arachne is cool. Since we discovered she's, like, the true hero.
Yeah, it's not her fault.
But you know.
Yeah, it's not her fault.
Arachnids aren't fun.
Yeah, so that's yeah. So I'm not gonna go into really all that much about scorpions because, first off, I know they make Charlie uncomfortable.
Everything
and
does.
That would just be a really dick move of me. So I'm not doing that. However, they are sort of important for their interactions with humans, so I'm going to mention that. There's actually only 25 species of scorpions that are deadly to human, like their venom.
Only 25.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot. We don't have any in our areas, my dude. We live too high north. Mexico is, like, the most affected country. So...
Not going to Mexico.
Don't go to Mexico if you don't want to. I mean, their toxins aren't meant for us. They're specifically to kill or paralyze prey. But just some of them are strong enough to take down really big prey, and so that's what we got. Yay! It's fine. It's fine. We do have anti-venom for, like, I don't think all of the venoms, but, like, just like other, like, snake venom, anti-venom, it is originally, like, made out of the venom. Like, that's how they get the chemical compound. So, they are considered a public health problem, so that's
fun.
In the Americas, North Africa, the Middle East, and India, basically anywhere there's a tropical or subtropical region. So if you are in any of those areas, make sure it's well lit because they don't normally like light. And you should check your shoes and clothes and maybe avoid wearing sandals.
Well, it's a good thing I don't like sandals and I don't like the tropics. So
there you go.
I'll be good.
Perfect for you. And, like, there are places that eat them. Like, it's a tradition to eat some of them. West Africa, Myanmar, and places in East Asia. Fried scorpion is traditional for Shandong, China. No, I don't like this, what I just read. The stingers are typically... No, close your ears. The stingers are typically not removed, since direct and sustained heat negates the harmful effects of the venom.
Wonderful.
They make wine out of it in Vietnam. Oh my god.
My dude!
I'm stressed. They're also, like, working on medicines based on the venom. There are no scorpion toxin-based drugs on sale as of last year. But there is chlorotoxin, which is being trialed to treat a specific brain cancer. But they're also doing research in mostly anti-cancer, anti-parasitics, and antivirals. So that's interesting. And people do keep them as pets. And also, if you have more than one, like, scorpion as a pet, they don't do this as much in the wild, but they will eat each other.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you guys like this? They're also, like, culturally significant in Islamic art of the Middle East, all the way back to the origins of the religion. In folklore, it portrays human sexuality. It's used in folk medicine around the world. Obviously, we think of the horoscope / constellation in the zodiac, Scorpio. Yeah, it's very important in ancient Egyptian religion with Serket.
Right.
It would often be on warrior shields in ancient Greece and in pottery. And in the Bible and the Talmud, which is a Jewish reading, they're symbols of danger and maliciousness. So they have continued to plague all of us. The yoga pose scorpion is unsettling and I don't like it. So that's a thing. On very rare occasion, which is surprising considering what happens in this book, a lot of people don't use it to, like, specifically poison each other. Which, like, if you have access to a poison toxin, you sort of assume people are gonna do it because people are terrible to each other. That's just how it goes. But surprisingly, it is one of the few toxins that I didn't really find a use for in war, which was very surprising to me. People prefer to have them as pets for, terrible. I don't even know why. God, why?
This is making you upset. Also, I just haven't been listening because it would make me upset.
You're fine. Basically, if you want the TLDR, they kill people, but people still want them as pets.
Gross!
Also, people eat them with their stingers on.
No!
So, yeah, that's the end of my segment of... Really, I have the question, why the fuck are we like this? Like, this is genuinely, like, the first time I think in my segment that and the wood alcohol. That I've very much been like, why are we like this? Humans need to just stop.
Yeah.
That's my view on the subject. We just need to stop.
I don't like things. Alright, Let's go to happier times.
Yeah, let's do that, please.
Alright, hopefully happier. I mean, I might be sad a little bit by some things, but I won't be grossed out. So in case you missed it, this week, we're finally talking about fucking Argus, and we're gonna talk about prophecies a little bit, and then I have a little tiny special thing I'll mention at the end of this segment before we go into the chapter. So Argus Panoptes. I'm gonna say that's what his full name is.
That's probably what that is. That looks right.
Yeah, so it means all-seeing, which, makes sense, because he's got a million bajillion fucking eyes all over his body.
What are you talking about? He can't see anything. Imagine if he had all those eyes, but he was blind.
Okay, he sits on some of those eyes. Some of those eyes should be blind, I think.
I'm very concerned.
I'm very concerned on how his body works. Like, poor guy. But yeah, so he's the many-eyed giant from Greek mythology. I like their, like, sayings about him, the eyes of Argus. And that's cool, because, he's got a ton of fucking eyes. Alright, he's got a couple things. So, Guardian of the what nymph? What is that?
Which part are you at? Guardian of the heifer nymph? It's one of the mortal lovers of Zeus.
I was just like, why does it say that kind of nymph? I don't think that's supposed to be the type of nymph, because when I look up the word, it just says young female cow, which is funny because cow is already
that's what
female.
A heifer is.
I didn't know this word before. I'd never seen this
I
word
knew what a
before.
heifer was, but
okay, so
it doesn't make sense.
I know that in the myth, she's turned into a cow.
Oh, well then that makes sense.
I was just wondering why she is... That's how she's referred to. Like, just say she's a nymph turned into a cow, I think would be the correct grammar on how to say that.
Yeah, I just feel like heifer is such a derogatory term.
I think I've heard it only in derogatory contexts, if anything.
Yeah, that's like, I might have heard it, like, about breeding before, because there's a lot of dairy farms around me, but not often. Normally they're like the cow.
So it's Io. Yeah, okay. I was like, is it just Io, or is it like Io or something? I think it's Io is how you pronounce her name. So yes, Argus is the guardian of the cow. I almost said it wrong again. The cow Io, who was a lover of Zeus, but not a willing lover in any sense of that, because it's fucking Zeus.
Everyone gets turned into an animal or a tree.
Okay, I'm trying to remember if, let me see the little thing about Io. Because I don't think Zeus turns into anything. I think it's just he rapes her, and then he turns her into a cow to, so that Hera doesn't think that he's doing anything, even though, what else would he be doing? What else does Zeus do?
That's like his whole thing.
Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, no. Okay. So he just transforms her into a cow to be like, no, Hera, I'm not doing anything. I'm just hanging out with a cow. I'm not fucking it or anything. And so Hera's like, oh, well, I like this cow. I want this cow. Zeus, give me this fucking cow. And so, yeah, so she has the cow, and it is watched by Argus, who is like, Hera's guard giant, who we're talking about. You have to have some backstory to explain this guy, because,
yeah,
he was created by Hera for, I don't know if it was for this specific context, but this is, his most important things, that he guards Io in this one time. Oh, that's interesting. So, his epithet, Panoptes, is also applied to, Helios and Zeus, apparently.
I did not know that.
I would say it would be his epithet that means all-seeing. What does Argus mean? Because
Argus...
Panoptes as in panoptical, all-seeing. What's Argus?
Let me see.
Doesn't say
Argus,
anything.
Yeah, it literally just means Argus all eyes, if you go to Argus Greek myth.
Weird. Okay.
It just says Argus all eyes. I don't like that.
All eyes. Yeah. It doesn't... Sometimes it's 100 eyes, sometimes it's just multiple. But...
Just a lot.
I don't think there's any art of him with a million eyes, though.
Oh, there comes the storm. If I for some reason don't manage to edit all of the thunder out, I'm about to get hit by a storm, so...
Let's hope we don't lose Taylor, and she has to come back or anything. Yeah, I don't think there's any art here of, him with a bunch of eyes on his body, which...
I think we tried to find it a while ago, when we first met him, and couldn't really find anything.
Yeah, I think he just kind of looks like a regular dude in all the art, which, that's fine. So yeah, he guards her. Is he also, watching anything else? Or is it just the cow?
These are all basically, Mercury killing him.
Yeah, I was getting there.
Literally all of it.
That's what makes me sad.
It wasn't his fault.
Yeah, I know. Oh, okay. So Rick didn't make up the thing about or did, was that in the book? I don't remember anymore. That where
what?
He can sleep with some of his eyes but still be awake with a couple of them.
You might have mentioned that. I don't know. That was so long ago.
I feel like that might have been in the book, but I don't remember at this point. Because I think we talked about this. So yeah. Hera's servant. Oh. Did I assume we mentioned this in the Echidna episode, but he slayed her?
Yeah. That's when we were trying to figure out, what was I going to say? What he looked like.
Oh, okay. Probably.
I was like, I know we tried looking at him one time.
I know we've mentioned him a few times in passing, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's watching Io, and then Zeus... after a while, he feels bad, and he wants to get Io out of there, and so he sends Hermes. And Hermes disguises himself as a shepherd, and, gets Argus to go to sleep, and then kills him by throwing a rock at him. Yay!
I'm so sad.
And then Hermes gets an epithet called, where it means Argus Slayer. Argefontes? I think that's how you would say that. Yeah. And then the rest of it is all just Io and how Hera tried to torment her after that. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine. I think Io ends up having like a somewhat happy ending. Eventually. But she goes through a lot of bullshit. Poor fucking Io. Like,
I feel like anytime we're doing an episode where women are involved, we're just like,
that's because
poor fucking woman.
That's because Greek mythology is like, oh, if you're a woman, either you don't have agency and all the bad shit happens to you, or you're the villain of the story and you're making all the bad shit happen. Those are the only like roles that women basically have.
Yeah. That's my feeling is
Yeah, it's real sad. Women don't get to be
people.
Have personalities, be people. Eventually we'll talk about Pandora and I will have thoughts and feelings and I will be so pissed on this podcast. So many thoughts about Pandora.
There are several characters, figures, whatever you want to call them, I just have strong feelings about, and most of them are women or Prometheus.
I fucking love Prometheus.
So why? It's not his fault. He was trying to be a good guy.
I'm glad we're just like on the same page here. We're like,
Zeus.
Fucking love Prometheus. Alright. So yeah, Argus died, and he also did nothing wrong, honestly. Like, he was created by Hera, and
he was just doing his job.
That was his one job, and he did it. He did his job, and he was killed for it.
Oh, interesting. Do you see what Ovid says about him?
Oh, I already closed the page.
Alright, I'll just read it. According to Ovid, to commemorate her faithful watchman, Hera had the 100 eyes of Argus preserved forever in a peacock's tail.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Which makes sense. Like, I know that's her
that's one of her symbols
thing.
Too. Yeah.
Huh.
That's cool. Sometimes Hera does cool things, but like, not always.
Yeah, because right before that, in the paragraph before,
it's all the shit about Io.
Yeah, it's all about her sending a gadfly after her.
Yeah.
Until she got to the sea. So,
it's not great. Once again, I want the rewriting of mythology to go that Hera doesn't, seek vengeance on the women, and instead goes after Zeus and overthrows him and becomes just the goddess of the skies instead of him.
She truly would be a cool goddess if she would just get her shit together.
Yeah, if she could actually go after Zeus instead of the other women who did nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I don't want to be
that's our
anymore.
official position here.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk about prophecies now.
Okay.
Alright, there's so much about prophecies. And this is just like in general about all the different things.
We're just on the prophecy wiki page.
Yeah, it's a long one. Obviously, prophecy is, like, it's a divine message, usually, like, said by a prophet or an oracle of some kind that, tells you about a great mystery of the world, maybe the future, maybe some other thing. It's divine knowledge. That's what it is. Etymology. Does it have anything here? It's just gift of interpreting the will of God. Yeah. Makes sense. That's pretty on the nose, honestly.
It happens. Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, what do I wanna talk about in here? There's like almost too much. Because like it's in like all the different religions, basically. What's in here? I don't want to be like just reading on this podcast, so I don't want to go into things long paragraphs. But
it's okay if you don't read them.
Yeah, but it appears in like Buddhism and obviously like Christianity and
what?
Possibly. Would you say that like Jesus Christ is kind of like the
the entire entity of Jesus was considered a prophecy. I forget, like, you can find out the exact numbers for all of the prophecies about Jesus that he's supposed to have fulfilled through, like, from the Old Testament.
Interesting.
It always makes the, like, argument, like, the Pharisees and Sadducees of the New Testament funny, because he supposedly, like, covers all of these, and their whole thing is, he doesn't fulfill the prophecy. But yeah, essentially the whole Old Testament is prophecy. It just is. And then the book of Revelation is essentially modern prophecy. So we're all gonna die, according to the Christian religion.
There's a lot of apocalyptic prophecies, like Revelations, and, Ragnarok! Our favorite Norse mythology. It'll take us, like, 10 years to get to talk about fucking Ragnarok.
It's fine.
It makes me so sad.
So let me see. We're gonna finish about 2 books a year of this series, alright?
Yeah.
So it's gonna take us 2.5 years to get through the first series. And then we just have 2 other series before we can get there.
Yeah, and one of them is Heroes of Olympus, which is like twice it's the same amount of books as this, but it's like twice the size. So it'll probably take 5 years.
Aren't the Kane Chronicles like a lot more chapters too?
They're also pretty big. They're pretty beefy boys, but like they're not even as big as Heroes of Olympus.
Yeah, and there's also only 3 of them.
Yeah. I think okay, I'm looking at them right now, and I think Red Pyramid is like the biggest, which is the first one. But the other ones are like not quite as big. Yeah. That's the prophecy of the podcast, apparently. We'll be doing this forever.
Yeah, there you go.
And we'll never get to talk about Ragnarok.
It's fine. We're fine.
Yeah. I think it's interesting that, like, prophecies for, like, the end of the world are, like, pretty popular. Because, like, why do you want to know that? Why do we want to know about the end?
I mean, people like definitive answers.
I guess, which is why we always want to figure out how things started and all that, and why death exists.
We don't like to be surprised by things.
Then why am I the only person who looks at spoilers? Why am I the only person who actively looks at them?
We don't mind surprises in the short term.
I'm the opposite. I don't really want to know the long term. I just want to know the short term.
Charlie literally just, anytime any of us posts any sort of, like, spoiler about a TV show or something, even if they're not planning on watching or reading or whatever, they just still feel the need to click it.
I do. I feel the need to click it because I'm just like, no, I don't want y'all to keep secrets from me. I want to know the things.
Secrets are no fun. Secrets are for everyone.
But yeah, like, I mean, Revelation was like, that's just like the end of everything. Everybody ends up going to heaven at the end. Well, not everybody, but like...
Well, not everybody.
Everybody who matters, quote unquote, goes to heaven, you know?
Okay, I finally got... There are 41 chapters in the Red Pyramid.
Nice.
Which is double what these books are.
Yeah.
It's great. It'll be fine.
It'll be fun. I also think the chapters in Heroes of Olympus are, like, actually shorter, if I remember correctly.
There's definitely a chapter in one of the books that is half a page, and it's just...
Yeah, you're right. I remember this.
Like, that is definitely a page.
I don't remember where this is. I feel like I should, but I feel like it's not where I think it is.
I think it's either in Son of Neptune or Mark of Athena.
In my brain, I'm just like, it should be in House of Hades, but I don't think it is.
It should be, but I'm pretty sure it's Percy who says it, too.
Oh, well, duh. Of course it would be Percy who says that.
Yeah.
Anyway.
He's very succinct in his... He's a man of few words.
Yeah, he's a man of few words, as he has, like, 5 fucking books from his perspective. Anyway. So, yeah. Prophecies. I love that there's just a section on Nostradamus, specifically.
Yeah.
Which is very interesting. Because, if you don't know, he was, like, a famed prophet who, I believe he does actually, he was a historical figure, right?
Yeah, he's a real guy. He's just not good at prophecy.
I mostly see, like, things about him in fiction, so I'm like, he was real, yes, but I can never remember if he was. Yeah, so Nostradamus was a seer who existed, but apparently did not do good at foreseeing shit at all. What did he, like, did he foresee, like, what did he foresee? I want like answers on this, because this is being very vague in this section.
Essentially he, like, decided to prophesize about, like,
end of the world. Okay.
a lot of end of the world stuff. Like, he tried to come up with a bunch of dates, and they were obviously always wrong. He's from France, I believe. Yes, he is from France. He's from a place called Nostradam, which is where we get Nostradamus from.
Wow.
He was Jewish and then became Catholic, so he's a lot of what he's really influenced by the Protestant Reformation and also the Black Death.
Fun times.
That's where you can see a lot of his influence of his prophecies. Little came true. I'm sure he made some correct guesses. I mean, eventually you're going to make at least one correct guess.
It would be funny if he made none. That'd be super funny if it's like, yeah, no, I'm a prophet, I know all the things, and you get nothing right at all. It's like the opposite of Cassandra. Everybody believes you get nothing right.
Yeah, so it's great. It's great.
Doesn't seem pretty great. Why the fuck does everyone do the end of the world, though?
Some people, like, claim these are some of the things they claim he prophesied correctly. The Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, the rise of Napoleon and Adolf Hitler, the atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki in September 11th attacks. This dude died in the 1500s. I don't know
where the fuck does
what they were like.
I want to know. I want to see where it says that shit. Of, like, where does it say that he got these things right? What were the contents?
He published stuff.
I don't really want to read
I guess you can
shit,
go back and read his works.
I don't want to have to read his works, but I want to know, like, how did people just interpret it like that? Or did he, like, actively say, oh yeah, there will be a great fire in London. There will be a French Revolution.
Yeah, no, these are definitely, like, people reading way, way into things. So, yeah, that's the thing.
It's also great that these are all, like, horrific events. Just, you know.
Yeah, like you do.
What if people made these events happen as a... I'm putting on the gross theorist cap. To prove that he was right!
Adolf Hitler was like, hey, you know that guy Nostradamus? I think I'm gonna base my entire terrible existence on his prophecies.
Yeah. I'm just saying, this sounds like it would be, like, a good, I don't know what genre series that would be, but, like, this sounds like a series in the making of, like, a group of people who are like, we're gonna make these prophecies that Nostradamus, like, foretold come true.
I guess it would be, like, a weird dystopian historical fiction, sort of?
Yeah.
Just, like, historical fiction I don't want to happen.
That's what I'm just saying. It feels like a specific genre of, like, a thing that should, exist. Because crazy theories. I'm not saying it's real, I'm just saying that would be a good, like, series that somebody should make. Credit me,
I
of
always
course.
just laugh because, in the musical Something Rotten, there is a character, Nostradamus, who's, like, I think he's supposed to be his nephew.
Mm-hmm.
He's just not a very good future seer. It doesn't go well. He does have one of the best songs in the show, though.
Okay. I am kind of upset that we don't have any of the fun, big, Greek prophecies, like, on here. Like, there is not actually a spot for the Greek ones. And Okay, maybe that's just in self-fulfilling prophecies. So I just went to that page. And we got some things. Here we go. Because, like, Oedipus and Perseus are, like, the big ones, I think, of some self-fulfilling prophecies and shit. We all know Oedipus, the famous motherfucker, pauses as Taylor
so sad.
Shakes her head.
I'm just saying, don't make it the first book your 10th graders have to read in English. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But it's just so funny, like, in most of the, like, the prophecies in like, Greek things are self-fulfilling kind of things, where it's somebody's told a prophecy, and then they try to not have the prophecy happen. So Oedipus's parents are like, oh no, he's gonna kill his dad, marry his mom. They try to get rid of him. They try to kill him, but he's saved, comes back, he kills his dad, marries his mom, because he doesn't know they're his parents. So, like, either you kill the person, like, personally, or you just maybe don't do any of the things. Maybe just pretend you didn't hear the prophecy.
Yeah.
I feel like the way to, like, avoid most of these prophecies is just to be like, I'm just gonna not think about that. I'm just gonna pretend I didn't hear it and go on with my life. Because then similar thing happens with Perseus and his grandfather Chryseus, who hears that his grandson will be the one to kill him, which causes the whole thing. We kind of talked about this last time, where, like, Perseus is born from Dana and Zeus. He's him and his mom are sent off, not just, killed again. Just stop sending the people off. Just kill them right off. If you don't want them to kill you.
Yeah, if you're trying to avoid a prophecy,
just kill the person.
Murder is the option. Like, murder is the option.
Am I gonna say it? God, Voldemort had it right. Like,
truly, he sort of did.
Like, it didn't work out, but he had the right idea to just be like, no, I'm just gonna kill this baby that's fated to kill me.
Well, I always think about, like, should we go back in time and kill baby Hitler? You know what I mean? Like, that argument?
Okay, well, I'm only gonna say, for the sake of, like, the timeline and not fucking up everything, maybe let's not do that.
I know, but this is what this reminds, like, that's always, like, this...
Although that is a good episode of Doctor Who, Let's Kill Hitler.
Yeah, it is a good episode. Yeah, I will highly agree with that.
And then, of course, Perseus, like, it's very late in Perseus's story, like, near the end, that he ends up killing his grandfather, whom he does not know is his grandfather, and he kills him in, like a sporting event. He throws something at him, and he dies.
Rip.
But
not really, I don't care about you.
Does it say anything else? I mean, it says that the whole, Kronos eating his children is kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy, which, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's also, like, the,
he tried to prevent it, and then...
what's it called?
Failed.
The thing of, succession, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you're...
I've forgotten, like, the wording of it, but, like, how, like, the children will, like, overthrow their parents, kind of thing. The line of succession is just mine.
You tried.
Yeah. I do like that self-fulfilling prophecy. Like, that especially has to be its own specific page. Like, interesting there.
Ouch.
But specifically the trope for Greek mythology is that, like, people hear prophecy, they try to avoid it, and usually don't end up actually getting rid of the person who's fated to kill them. Specifically at the beginning of, like, this section of the Wikipedia page, it's like, frequently child abandonment sets the chain of events in motion. Yeah, it does. Don't do that, maybe.
Yes, don't abandon children.
This is apparently, like, there's a little tiny spot for Roman things, and that apparently happens in Roman things, too.
I am not surprised.
Yeah, it says they would kill their uncle eventually, but like once again, abandoned babies raised by a wolf, and then they kill their uncle and they take over, and eventually, they founded Rome. So Romulus and Remus, fun times, fun times. Oh, fucking Macbeth is on here.
Oh, Macbeth.
I never actually read Macbeth.
Oh, so that was also 10th grade, actually.
I somehow avoided that class. Like, I don't know how I did exactly, but there were only, like, maybe 10 people in my entire, like, grade, maybe even school, that actually, like, avoided the Macbeth class. And it
was just our regular, like, English class.
Yeah, but it depended on which English class you were in. And, like, I went from, like, honors, and then to AP.
Oh, see, my 10th grade was honors, and that's where we read it.
Yeah, I think we like, saw it senior year or something, performed. And, like, there were, like, 10 of us were like, yeah, we never actually got to read this. And so I just slept through the entire thing. Sorry.
I mean, it's a time. My English teacher for both 10th and 12th grade, her, like, claim to fame is that she once played one of the three witches on Broadway for, like, a very short amount of time.
Interesting.
And, like, she just likes to remind you of that all the time, constantly.
Alright.
She also tried to tell us one time that 2 bachelor's degrees equals a master's degree, and I'm like, nope.
I don't think that's...
Not how that works.
I'm pretty sure that's not how that works.
Yep, last time I checked, nope.
Yeah. What? What the fuck? There's a section for sports on here, and I'm just confused as all hell now.
Okay.
Sports self-fulfilling prophecies? What?
Can't help you.
I don't know sports. Also, we have the casual loop time travel thing on here. Fun stuff.
Do you mean causal loop?
Causal loop?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I read that very fast. So
I was like, a casual loop, that's a fun... I just got 5 alerts from the National Weather Service.
didn't you say it also, like, wasn't, like, supposed to be, like, around you? It wasn't supposed to be doing the thing?
Well, the one they sent me wasn't. The one they sent me was, like, an hour away, but it was east. And storms now normally travel west to east. Like, I was pretty sure we were still supposed to get it, but I don't know.
I don't know, man.
We're supposed to have it for the next, at least hour. It's fine.
It's fine. Well, I will end the prophecy thing with, don't abandon children. But if you think they're gonna kill you, maybe just kill them.
But also, don't murder children.
I'm not saying murder children. I'm saying if you are in this trope, if you are a character involved in this trope, specifically, I'm giving advice
in real life, no murder, no children murder.
I'm giving advice to characters involved in this trope. Just don't do all that bullshit. Just get rid of the person. Maybe you'll end up like Voldemort, and a lot of weird shit will happen, even if you try that. But, like, it's the most direct way, so...
Correct.
You know?
Oh, good, I just got another weather alert.
You got a spoiler alert?
Weather alert.
Okay, I heard spoiler, and I'm like, what?
I'm being spoiled about the book.
You're being spoiled about the weather?
I mean, yeah, isn't a weather alert, like, sort of a spoiler alert?
It is.
The weather?
You know what a weather alert is? It's a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I mean, you're not necessarily wrong. You know? It's not entirely wrong.
Alright, for the end of the in case you missed it section, I just wanted to draw attention to a little thing that is mentioned in the chapter that I actually remember this, like, weeks ago when we were starting to read this book. I was like, oh, I remember the thing about Luke's sword. Its name is Backbiter. That's something else. That's a reference to something else, kind of. So, yeah, but I couldn't talk about it because they only just mentioned his new sword now. Backbiter which, you know, it's like a term for somebody who I
Not
can't
somebody
fucking
like a kinky thing. That's not what we're talking about.
It's like somebody who I can't fucking speak. It's like a word about somebody who uses like deceit and speaks bad about you, kind of behind your back, but also just like, you know, a liar, all of that bullshit. And guess who?
Zoe, are you doing that to me?
Yeah.
Are you spreading all the rumors?
I am. Yeah.
You should have known. Okay, continue.
And guess who this term is associated with? Who it is sometimes the possible epithet of? It's Loki. It be Loki. And this is also relevant right now because, you know, the Loki TV show. It's great. We did it. Relevant.
I guess by the time this comes out, we'll be over.
I mean, there'll be another season coming out eventually, but, like, the first season will be over. I think they're already in production of it.
Are they? I don't know. I
thought they were.
I try to avoid, like, that. I
was on the Wikipedia page for Loki, and it said something about season 2.
I mean, I'm into there being a season 2. Season 1's been good so far.
Yeah, so I just thought it was interesting that, like, Loki and Backbiter are associated with each other, and I don't know, it's very interesting because of, like, the duality of the sword too.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's part like demigod weapon, part human weapon, and Loki himself is kind of an interesting god, part Aesir, part Jotun, so a little bit of a duality thing going on there too. I have no idea if Rick had any clue the connections there. This was probably just me putting on my theory hat, but I'm just like, interesting things.
Yeah. Yeah, it is interesting, and I'm glad you brought it up. Especially because we've both been watching Loki and everything, so.
And you know, it especially makes sense for, like, the whole Backbiter thing, and what happens with Luke in this chapter. You know, mischief, lies, thievery.
Fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
Everything's fine.
I mean, Loki sort of betrays people sometimes. It's fine. Honestly, most of the bad things he does is because he, like, has to clean up messes for, like, everybody else, though. Which, you know, kind of fits with Luke.
But also sort of, like, half the ones he has to fix are his own messes.
There's, like, a couple times where he's like, oh shit, I didn't mean to say that, now I gotta fix a thing. But oftentimes, like, the Aesir are just like, oh yeah, we need help. Loki, you do the trickery things. Can you, like, help us out? Can you, like, distract that guy's horse for us? You know?
I love how specific that is, and if you don't know.
Listen, I'm just gonna say it again. I'm on the podcast, because I when I said it earlier, we weren't recording, but Christina mentioned to me that Sleipnir, the 8-legged horse, could possibly maybe be an arachnid, and that just... I don't like that.
Okay, I fully did the research for us, and it is impossible, so it's okay.
It's not possible? What?
It is impossible. Because it has to be an invertebrate with an exoskeleton.
Well, we don't actually know what this horse has. We just know it has 8 legs.
Oh my god. Sorry, the tree is slamming into my window.
Is everything okay?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't broken it yet.
Okay.
But, sorry, I just, like, heard this noise. Yeah, tree's, like, full on, like, slamming into the window. It's fine.
Fun things.
I'm fine, it's fine.
Alright, I'm gonna get off this Loki tangent because I will just keep talking because I just...
Norse.
Loki's fun, and also just... There's a 30-minute OSP video on it, and I have thoughts. Anyway,
do you have thoughts?
I have thoughts in all caps.
Those hoes over there? Is that what that means?
All right, Percy Jackson.
Oh yeah. We're back at Half-Blood Hill, y'all.
Yeah,
we
are.
did it.
And they aren't dead. They went to the end of the world, but they're not dead.
No, they died in a bathtub. Together. All three of them.
It's a big bathtub.
Wait, I have a question about the burial shrouds, okay?
Yeah.
Did somebody make Grover?
Okay, I have a comment on that. So I feel like they don't make them for satyrs. Because remember, satyrs don't have souls.
That's fair. They just get reincarnated or something.
Yeah, so it's real upsetting to me, but also...
Makes sense. I don't know. I just thought about that while I was reading, and I was like, that's so sad.
Yeah, I specifically was like, oh shit, it's because he's a satyr. So they don't do that. Nobody cares.
I'm sad.
Also, Percy's
Annabeth sounds really nice.
Yeah. It's a shame not to bury her in it.
That's so funny. I'm a big fan of that line.
And then just Percy's, because nobody cares about him.
Why did they let Ares' cabin do it?
They should have let, the Hermes cabin do it, maybe?
Well, that's what I was thinking, like... God.
Chiron, you I mean, I know Mr. D technically runs the camp, but Chiron, you are the real runner of this camp. Why don't you, control these children? For once?
Part of me wants it to be, wants to think that Mr. D was like, no, I'm gonna let the Ares kids do it.
I mean, that's definitely how it happened, is Mr. D was like, they asked to do it, so, it's like...
Peter Johnson, I guess, needs one.
It was Clarice and Luke who, went up to ask for it, but Clarice asked first. She, pushes Luke out of the way and is like, no, I want to do it. I really love, what's his name?
Peter.
Yeah. Percy. I really love him. And Luke's like, no, wait, I wanted to do it for my friend. And Mr. D's like, she asked first, so it's going to Ares. This is exactly how it happened. You can't convince me otherwise.
Probably. I think the Apollo cabin should do all of them. I feel like they would make really nice shrouds.
Obviously...
Well, no, the Athena cabin can because they're weaving and stuff.
Well, I feel like, there's no Hades kids at the moment, but Hades would make the most sense. But also, Hermes makes the most sense. Hermes is a psychopomp.
Well, so I meant for I meant for the artistic ability.
I'm talking about, just death associations.
Oh, yeah, no, I was talking about, artistic ability for their shrouds.
Nah. We don't need artistic ability.
I just love the Apollo cabin. That's my problem.
Apollo kids are fun.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, our friends who are Apollo kids. We love you.
It's like everybody on this podcast is either an Apollo kid or an Athena kid, and then when one isn't, it's like, we got one.
I'm excited for people who aren't in those two cabins. I'm very excited.
Don't get me wrong, we love all of our friends, but I had to check on the tree.
Yeah, so they're back at camp, and Dionysus is like, yeah, they did okay. And the Council of Cloven Elders...
I was gonna say, you skipped over it. Okay, yes.
They're like, yay, Grover, you did a thing.
Brave to the point of indigestion. When we meet more of the Council of Cloven Elders, that line will make a lot of sense.
It will.
God, I hate that.
Yeah, they suck.
That's the spoiler. They suck.
Yeah, they do. And then we get the whole thing about Gabe. It's great.
Yeah.
He disappeared mysteriously.
Left mysteriously. Wow. Oh no, they're never gonna find him. Oh, she's got this pretty cool sculpture
of a poker player, and it looks grotesquely realistic. You know.
What did she call it? Super ugly neorealism.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's done with sculpture. Okay.
But she doesn't care about art anymore.
How did she dispose of the head?
They're in the garbage.
Do you know what I mean? How do you dispose of Medusa's head?
So maybe Percy sent, something home that would, help her dispose of it. Like a magical item or something. I don't know. I have no shit. I have no ideas.
Yeah, I'm just concerned. Some poor random person
it up
gets...
and disposed of it.
That's my...
Actually, she
shove it down
couldn't
the
because
garbage
it's like...
disposal?
I don't know. I don't fucking know.
I don't even know. I don't... Yeah, sorry.
I'm confused.
That's just like...
You know, maybe she just has it in a box. Like, she's just gonna leave that in a box somewhere.
Well, she says, I've disposed of that box.
Did she? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I don't know.
I don't know what she did.
I just don't want some poor, like, garbage or sanitation
You know
worker,
what she did? Maybe secretly Sally actually knows, like, a couple, like, other mortal parents of godly children. Like, secretly. Or maybe some nymphs or something, and she sold it on, like, the black market. She was like, here you go, here's this thing, I need a new apartment.
The demigod PTO?
Yes! I want it so bad. I would also like a fanfic of this, of just, like, all of the mortal parents, like, meeting, and, like, they have their own support group.
Yeah.
Tell me that wouldn't be great.
I'm Sally. Hi, Sally. And I'm a parent of a demigod.
And I fucked Poseidon.
Ay. I want to move on to the fireworks, because the Hephaestus kids are also great.
Yeah, the whole thing with fireworks. Annabeth and Percy sit in a picnic blanket together, and Grover is gone. He's leaving. He's going away.
Yeah.
And he looks older.
He finally grew up.
He grew up. And I'm
he has
sad.
horns that are at least an inch.
Yeah, you know? Just an inch longer.
I like how he doesn't say goodbye. Like, he doesn't say the phrase goodbye.
Just, goodbye. But, like, not goodbye.
Yeah, he says, like, I just came to say, well, you know. And then at the end he says, wish me luck.
Yep. Nobody says goodbye here. It's great. And Annabeth's, like, being his mom, even though he's older.
You got your reed pipes, you got tin cans, gotta have it.
It's so good.
She had to be his mom for, like, half the trip, so they went on, so...
This whole thing of, like, I'd only known Grover for a year, but he was my oldest friend.
Yeah, it's so sad.
They're bros.
But then I was thinking about, like, my own friendships, and I can really only think of one friendship I have, like, that I've kept up prior to high school.
Yeah.
And it's, like, one person I grew up with, and, like...
It's a hard time sometimes to keep up with people. Occasionally I just have, like, family friends who, like, I see at things, and, like, we're still, like, friends, but, you know, don't really keep up aside from every so often.
Yeah. Yeah, it was something I was thinking about the other day. Yeah, so his one friend that he's had for a year.
Yeah, they're bros. Bros to the end. And
wherever
they're
you're going, I hope they make good enchiladas.
Yeah.
That's the true sign of, like, wishing your friend a positive being.
That's friendship.
Also, George Washington is a child of Athena.
I was gonna mention that. I'm just like, fireworks, and also George Washington, I guess. Who, by the way, is the son of Athena. Just the way he does this.
Yeah, it's just like, oh yeah, he's a thing.
That's a thing. It exists.
I have my problems with George Washington, but in comparison to some of the other founding fathers, he's, I guess, okay.
Like, the whole summer goes by within, like, a page.
Yeah.
Tolkien could learn from this.
July passed.
This is just... It's gone. It's happened.
That's why I was, like, in my thing, I was like, he has a summer camp, like, he's still thinking about his prophecy, but...
When do you think the session ends? Is it, like, around his birthday?
I feel like it must be before, because I think they would have mentioned it.
It must be before.
Like, somewhere in between, like, August 1st and his birthday? I sort of want to think it's August 1st.
I was gonna say, I feel like most camps usually end around, like, first week of August, if anything, at the latest.
All the camps I worked for were ended later, but they sort of ran by the school district calendars. They ended, like, right before school ended.
I would also think, like, the demigods would leave, like, sooner, maybe, so they could, like, get some affairs in order for, like, the mortal worlds.
You know,
Potentially.
your funeral shroud.
Yeah, every time you leave camp, they make a funeral shroud for you, actually. That's the plot twist.
I want to. For at least some of the cabins. I feel like the Aphrodite kids probably are fine.
Wow. Are you saying that, like, no monster wants to mess with them?
It's more of a red herring for Piper later. Because, like, she's pretty badass.
I mean,
You know.
You could also just say, like, the monsters just actually don't want to mess with them, because, honestly,
No, the
Aphrodite
perfume covers their scent.
Okay, that's great, actually. I was just gonna say that Aphrodite is a goddess you don't want to fucking mess with, but, yeah.
She isn't.
You're right.
It's the perfume. It's the perfume.
But you really don't want to mess with, like, a goddess who is a shipper. You don't want to. Just saying.
She's gonna ship you real hard.
She's gonna ship you to death, literally.
Boy, that made me laugh.
I mean, that can be taken a couple ways, you know?
Yeah.
Just like a little bit of death.
A little bit of death here, a little bit there. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
So we get the prophecy. We gotta go over how does this prophecy work? So we went west. We faced the god who was returned. That was Ares, not Hades. We found what was stolen. We saw it safely returned. Master bolts, helm of darkness. Good job.
Cool.
We were betrayed by one who calls us a friend. Were we? Maybe? Ares? Were we friends?
Maybe. I mean, he helped us a little, but then it turned out to be an asshole move, so
yeah,
I guess maybe.
I don't know, maybe. Failed to save what matters most in the end. Yeah, Percy failed to save his mom. So.
That's okay.
She saved herself. She was given agency, and then she did a murder. That was her agency. To do a murder. Listen, Sally is a goddess, and we respect her murder. I have no
problem with the murder.
We have no problem with it. She's cleansed of this. Gabe deserved this.
Yeah, he did.
And then beads.
We get the beads.
Beads. I love it. I really love the summer camp vibes.
I like how it's pitch black with the green trident. Like, sort of like that idea that they literally went to Hades and back.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a
Although
it's a good one.
I sort of wish they did it like half black, half like white to show that they also went to Olympus.
Potentially.
Like they
remember the tiny bead?
Yeah.
Like, you know, maybe they want to keep some
I don't know how big these beads are.
I mean, I'm just assuming from like the beads that I've gotten for cosplay, they're about the same size and they're not gigantic. But I also don't understand how people do the centaur in a wedding dress one. That one's a bit much, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, son of the sea god, very important. And
it's fine.
And Percy's
Everybody's leaving the next day.
We gotta leave soon. And then he gets the letter. Oh my god.
Peter Johnson.
Peter Johnson. Also, the cleaning harpies will eat the campers who stay.
I feel like Chiron would not let that happen.
Chiron, why do you allow this to exist? Why? Like, this feels very Mr. D, like, this is what he would want to happen, but I don't think if anybody actually stayed, Chiron would let this shit happen. So...
Oh, we got hail now. Sorry. This storm is fun.
It's because Zeus got back the lightning bolt, so he's making, some storms around you.
Who makes hail?
Keone.
That makes sense.
You know, probably. Goddess of snow. Also, the relatable thing about Percy saying deadlines aren't a real thing.
I'm thinking about all the homework I have to get done tonight, and, like, just saying, yeah, sounds about right.
ADHD plus procrastination is just so much fun. But, like, it's how I got through college, so. My best work was done an hour before class.
Mm-hmm. My problem is my bipolar just wants me to sleep right now. I'm doing great.
Wonderful.
9 months of sitting in a classroom or training.
Which do you pick?
You know what I pick, because I'm Me.
You're a nerd.
I enjoy learning, except for when it's just fucking discussion posts.
I would pick summer camp, hands down.
Yeah. I wouldn't. I don't like... No.
I mean, okay, so, like, as a kid, I would probably have been like, I don't know, because I went to sleepaway camp one time as a kid, and I did not do well for those 2 weeks. I was, like, actually a teen, but it was the first time I'd done sleepaway camp for 2 weeks, and I was not having a good time. And
Was it for Girl Scouts?
Yeah. And then I went to college, and I'm like, am I gonna be okay this time? And I was.
College is just really long. College is really long sleepaway camp.
That's what I was thinking about it in my brain. I'm just like, it's gonna be
With
like
deadlines.
basically the same thing, you know, like there's the dining hall, there's like sleeping places, there's activities to do. It's basically the same thing, except, you know, one is, you know, school. And one probably has more ticks.
One of my students has a huge tick mark on his leg right now.
Oh.
I'm like, you poor, like, swollen, it's gross.
Oh no. That's not
I'm
good.
like, you poor child. Ah.
But I made it
Wait,
through college. That was fine.
Do you think Camp Half-Blood, like, has, like, the ability to be magically, like, no ticks?
I assume that they have, like, a bunch of shit for that kind of thing. God, I don't remember if it's, like, in the series or if it's just in, like, one of the additional books, but, like, Annabeth, like, bag or something has this special, like, sunscreen that's... I don't remember what it was, but it was, like, 1,000,000%, like, just something that was, like, so ridiculous and magical.
1,000,000 SPF.
Yeah, like, that's what it was.
I mean,
And I'm just thinking, like, they definitely have something to, like, make sure no ticks ever attack you, no mosquitoes get near you.
yeah, I was just thinking, because, like, I know my area is really bad for ticks, and, well, I know your area is too, like, Massachusetts is not
It's fun.
necessarily known for
Fun times.
its lack of tick population.
I mostly have mosquito problems.
It hasn't been as bad this year, but we
It's
still
not-
check.
I once got 2 bites on my hand, and then I could not move my hand.
That's concerning. That doesn't sound like a mosquito.
As far as we know, it was a mosquito. We went to urgent care, and it's just like, I could move, like,
Can't
about this
move
much.
my hand.
Well, it's because it swole up, like, because 2 were, like, in, like, the same-ish area, so it swole up more than it would have, and then I just couldn't, bend my fingers as much. So, it was great. It was real great. And then I went on a trip
Great.
to DC while my hand was swollen.
Sounds fine. Everything's
It was
fine.
real fun. Like, great. Just wonderful. Anyway. Percy Jackson!
No, like, I was genuinely curious. So he I mean, it's a lot, like, it's the first time he might get to live with his mom for the first year, for a full year, and we don't know how long.
Yeah, and he wants to be with his mom, and Gabe is dead, so we won't have to deal with him.
No. He's mysteriously missing.
He's dead. Imagine, like, people turned to stone by Medusa don't actually die.
Well, remember, we
Did we
talked
talk about
about
this?
that in the Medusa. Yeah,
Just-
because I was like,
What if they're just trapped like that, and that's just how they be?
because I mentioned, like, in Narnia, that's a thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it is with Medusa.
I feel like there are, like, other pieces of media where, like, people get turned to stone and they get turned unturned to stone.
Unstoned.
You know, when you get, like, stoned, and then you get, like, unstoned? I've never gotten stoned, so I wouldn't know.
You've never been turned to stone? Neither have I. Like, we know of. Maybe I was turned back. Would I remember being turned to stone? That's a question.
Maybe you were born stone, like Galatea?
Can you hear the thunder at all?
I saw, like, a little bit of light there for a moment, so...
It just got real bad all of a sudden.
Wonderful.
This is gonna
Have
be
fun
fun to
editing,
edit.
Taylor.
Yeah, this is gonna be fun. So he's also thinking about monsters and everything, and
The
he knows
real world is where the
Chiron is
monsters
gonna want him
are.
to stay. Yes, the real world is where the monsters are. But, like, he knows Chiron's gonna want him to stay and everything. And then he sees Argus, like, helping people get ready to go.
The Aphrodite kids with their Gucci suitcases. Are they all rich kids?
And they get to go to the airport because they're allowed to fly.
I feel like the Aphrodite kids should be going by boat or something. Because, you know, she
Depends
spent
on
time
where
under
they're
the
going.
sea.
She did, but, like, I guess it depends
No.
on where they're from.
No.
Oh, okay.
They only can go by boat.
Even if they're, like, from Kansas?
Yeah, they'll just take like a duck boat.
Okay. You tell yourself that. You do it.
I will.
No. So Percy's like, okay, I'm gonna go to the sword fighting area or arena, and it's gonna be fine.
Just
I'm
clear
gonna
my
calm
head
down.
for a bit. And then
But
there's
Luke
Luke.
is there already.
Luke is beating the shit out of the dummies.
He's committing dummy murder, and what did the dummies do to him? You know?
Yeah, dummy murder as in Luke is a dummy, or... That's what I'm taking that as.
And then he shows a backbiter, which is made with celestial bronze, and the other side is regular steel.
Yeah, that's kind of terrifying. Because, like, the whole Chiron saying, like, oh, heroes would never harm mortals unless it's absolutely necessary. Ahem, Procrustes. Ahem.
Yeah,
Ahem,
we're
Gabe.
scarred by that.
Ahem.
It's fine.
Gabe.
Hey, he didn't do it.
I know.
A mortal harmed another mortal.
Technically, it was still a magical means, and it was absolutely
But-
necessary. I will agree.
That's fair.
Procrustes was kind of necessary, but also it was a murder.
Could have just left him tied to the bed.
He could have.
But they were also like, oh, don't want to risk it.
It was a murder. It was a murder.
It's fine.
Percy
it's
did
fine.
murder. Yeah, so the way Luke is like, they probably can't make weapons like this. It's one of a kind.
Oh, don't shit on Hephaestus and his children.
I mean, yeah. I want to know
I
who
can't
made
wait
him
till we
this
see
sword.
more about. Yeah,
I really want to
I don't
know.
think we ever find out.
I don't think we ever find out how the sword was made and who made it. It's like very vague. I looked on the wiki for a second. It's just very vague on how this went down. Yeah. Does it say anything about his weapon on here? I don't see anything. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea who built his weapon because I feel like it wasn't important to his journey, honestly.
I mean, that's fair.
But I like the mythological weapon better because it's made of like diamonds, so it's way cooler than Luke's. Just saying.
Yeah.
Or it's made of
Ugh.
adamantine, which is like what adamantium is what Wolverine's claws are made of.
Okay, I thought it was. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounded familiar. I was like, it's something Marvel.
And like vibranium is like somewhat related to adamantium. I can't remember if it's like that's just the MCU version of it, or it's like a purified version of it or something.
No, vibranium's in the comics.
Yeah, but I'm like I don't remember like MCU specifically if it's like just they couldn't say adamantium or if it's like still related to it.
That's fair. That's fair. I don't know.
Interesting things.
You want to go drink some cokes in the woods?
Okay, so I have thoughts about this. Because I've mentioned to you like how caffeine affects me, yeah? And how it like actually like calms me down, like it lessens the hyperactiveness of the ADHD a bit. And honestly, if I like drink a Coke before bed, I'm probably gonna sleep better. So like I'll sleep easier.
Shiloh. I mean, I know my younger sister who has ADHD. It does work like normal caffeine, so I think it just sort of depends. Because I'm the same way as you, and I don't have ADHD.
I know in the next book, Percy mentions this is how it affects him.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's
maybe it was a fact that Rick decided to make up later. I don't know.
I'm just thinking like the Coke it's an alluring thing that Percy wants, but also potentially maybe Luke is like, hey, this'll like make him like not as it'll make him more chill somehow and like not as battle ready. Sugar's great. I like sugar.
As I sit here with my 0 sugar drink.
I also have a 0 sugar drink, so
we're fine.
I'll have sugar later. It'll be great.
I want to have ice cream. That's my plan.
Ice cream?
Mm-hmm.
I want ice cream. Cool. It's good.
I love ice cream. Okay. So Luke asks Percy if he misses being on a quest.
Yep.
And Percy's like, yeah. And we get more about Luke's
the like
backstory.
Shadow passing over his face as Luke answers the question about quests and everything. And
his scar looked deeper.
Just how Luke changes in this like moment is just
instant.
Interesting.
Like it's
crazy. And then he's like, let me tell you, sad backstory, all of this bullshit, quests are dumb. I don't like it. Also, he litters. Fuck Luke.
Yeah, like, oh man, what a dick move.
You really want to upset the nymphs? Like, really, dude? But Luke has gone full emo boy now.
Now he has a scorpion.
Yeah, and he has a scorpion.
And I guess he has it trained so it doesn't go after him.
Okay, so pit scorpion. Does that mean just like a scorpion from Tartarus?
Yes.
Assume?
Yes.
Okay.
That is correct.
I like always assumed that, but I was like never sure what was going on here.
Or at least that's what the wiki said.
So I guess Luke just has a pet scorpion. Because he snaps his fingers and it just like comes out.
Or Kronos is like, well, he didn't die down here, so I'm sending you this shit. Kill him this time, please.
Yeah, and this is the friend we're about to be betrayed by. It's Luke. Because we all thought he was cool shit, and now he's not.
Honestly, this was a very sad, twist for me when I was a kid.
I don't even remember how I felt about this. I have no memory. I just breezed through these books.
So did I, but I guess, he was so, big brotherly to Luke, and I don't have older brothers, I only have older sisters, and I was like, oh, is this what it would be like? Hopefully not.
Let's hope not. So, more emo Luke. The gods suck. Let's overthrow them. Bullshit. Western civilization is a disease. That's pretty accurate.
I was like, yes.
Honestly, that's pretty accurate. So
everybody knows our stance. I guess we don't have to go into it, but yes.
So Percy's like, you
burn it
Kronos.
To the ground.
Are you good?
Burn it to the ground. Sorry.
Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So Percy's like, you serve Kronos, and he's like, he's brainwashing you. Don't listen. And
something here that reminds me of Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
The idea of Percy always uses Kronos' name, even though everybody's like, can you stop
Percy
doing that?
Uses everybody's name.
Everyone's name.
All the time.
And it's I think about Harry Potter and he's the only one besides Dumbledore who says Voldemort.
Yeah.
I don't know,
it's just a protagonist thing.
I can do this because everybody else can't.
I almost want to say it's just for the reader, just so the reader knows who you're talking about as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're quote unquote children's books, so you don't want to confuse the kids and be like, "Who are you talking about now? What's going on?"
What?
So
Yeah.
it's like the protagonist rule, I'm thinking, where you still gotta just
it
mention
makes
them by
sense.
name kind of thing.
It makes sense. It's just made me think of that.
But yeah, no, I understand. You're right. Yeah, so the whole quest thing,
Yeah.
honestly, that is kind of sad. Like,
A Garden of the Hesperides. I mean, there was nothing else for him to do. At least they gave him something.
I don't think, like, anybody needed a fucking quest. Like, apparently nothing was happening.
Well, that's what I mean, is like, they were at least nice enough to give him something, even though nothing was needed.
Yeah. I think
They
the
didn't
problem is
have
that
to.
Luke was just, like, begging for, like, something to happen in his life. He was just bored. And so, right?
Yeah, that's what I think. I don't blame the gods, like, they didn't need anything. Why send a...
Just blame this stupid kid who's like, I want something to do. Please let me prove myself. But
Yeah.
And then here's Percy who's just like, I just want to go home, baby.
I just
my
want
mom?
to be a kid, please.
Can I just, like, be normal? And Luke's like, I want to be a hero.
And Percy's like, I just want to be alive. Thanks.
This is always, like, the juxtaposition with, like, the villain and the hero. The villain's like, I want to, like, do all this crazy shit. I want to, be the best. And then the hero's just like, I just want to exist and be happy. That's it.
Yeah.
That's how it works. Yeah. So Luke was influenced by Kronos, told that he could steal the weapons of power, and apparently the Olympians really don't have good
security? Like,
yeah.
Good go.
They just didn't notice.
Who are they? The other gods can't steal their stuff. Who's to suspect?
But, like, you let a bunch of, like demigods into Olympus, and, maybe you should, like, put your stuff under lock and key when, like, somebody who could potentially steal your stuff does enter Olympus. Just saying.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be like, oh, like, don't trust them because they're there and they exist, but also don't trust them because they're there and they exist, maybe.
I like, he sends out I find it interesting he only mentions sons and daughters, except he only has one, like, main daughter in the Olympians, and that's Artemis. And also poor Hephaestus always gets left out for obvious reasons, but, like...
Well, I mean,
there's the whole I
thing
feel like Hephaestus could have done it with his inventions.
There's the whole thing of sometimes in the mythology, Aphrodite is a daughter of Zeus.
That's fair. That is fair. I always forget about that.
And technically Persephone is a daughter of Zeus.
Yeah, I don't know how helpful she would be in like,
she's the goddess of, like, death and,
well, and also,
flowers?
I think at this time she would have, like, when this first happened, she would be down in Hades.
Yeah.
So, I don't know how useful she'd be. So, Ares finds him, and Luke does a little trick thing through Kronos to be like, haha, but it would cause a war, and you know what your favorite thing is? Is war.
This feels very low-key to me. Just saying.
Yeah.
You know, like, oh, you caught me, but we could help each other. Like, this could be something that maybe you want, too. Huh.
We're friends, see?
And then we find out that Luke summoned the Hellhound, so Percy would be sent on the quest.
And the flying shoes were specifically cursed to take him to Tartarus. Like, Percy invokes the name of Thalia.
And Luke's like, don't speak of her!
The gods let her die? And like, no, she made the decision.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, the gods let everyone die. That's how death works.
You could say Hades is the reason she's dead, but also Hades was kind of pissed because Zeus did it bad. Yeah.
And, like, Hades isn't, like, actively trying to murder Percy currently, so that's a positive.
Yeah, he's not actively trying to murder Percy for existing. It was just because he thought he stole some shit from him.
He thought he stole, yeah.
But now they're buds. I mean, they're not buds, but they're, like, okay.
He's the only god who's been nice to him so far, so...
He's the only god who hasn't, like, you know...
Threatened to turn him into an animal?
Yeah!
Everybody else
you might be
threatens
right.
Well, besides Poseidon, but, like...
Did Zeus threaten to turn him into an animal?
I don't think so, but, like, he definitely thought about it, because everybody gets turned into animals by Zeus.
I'm gonna turn you into a bull.
Turn you into a cow and then have sex with you.
No, remember, he turned her into a cow after they had sex.
Yes.
Okay. The only person who fucked a bovine was it, oh god, what's her name? Minos' wife?
Oh, Minos' wife, yeah.
Is it
I don't remember. Yeah, because it's Circe's sister.
Yeah. It's only Pasiphae. She's the only one who has fucked a cow-adjacent creature. A male cow.
Oh, God.
The fact that she had to, put on a cow suit still gets me.
I don't even know. I'm so concerned. The new Golden Age is coming, Charlie. Which we've already sort of established that, like, the Golden Age was actually pretty good, so...
Yeah, can we have a new Golden Age? I would like that, because that was...
Maybe not with all the murder, but, like...
Yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen, because every age of man is supposed to get progressively worse, according to Greek mythology.
The second one was sort of weird.
We don't talk about the second one.
The pictures just...
We don't talk about it.
Scorpio
okay.
lunges.
Okay. Luke teleported. Yeah, I just want to point out the fact that Luke fucking teleported, and
I don't understand.
I'm very confused by this.
I don't think he ever does this again.
He does not. This is not a thing that happens in any other book that I can recall. Oh god. Wait. Spoiler tangent here. Okay, so Luke, being like a son of Hermes, who was a psychopomp, can he shadow travel?
No. Oh my god, imagine if Connor and Travis Stoll could shadow travel.
That would be a bad idea. No, that would be so bad.
It would be so bad. It would be so bad.
The world would be so fucked.
Oh, I also just thought about something. Luke is a son of the god of thieves. Why did they not think about a Hermes child first?
No, because it had to be Poseidon who wanted to fuck over Zeus. Because Zeus does not think before he acts.
I'm just like...
Athena had a thing against Poseidon, so she was not thinking.
I just was like, oh wait.
No one would think that a child of the god of thieves would be the lightning thief. Nobody.
Oh my god, I just realized I said something dumb earlier.
What did you say?
Athena is a daughter of Zeus. But she wasn't
in the list. I didn't even guess that, honestly.
She wasn't on the list, and I was like, oh.
We don't care.
Nope.
It's fine.
I'm dumb. It's fine. So he disappears, and it makes the scorpion go, and he thinks he got it before...
I mean, he killed it, but he still got,
He still got wrecked.
Yeah. He almost died, but, some nymphs helped him, because he was like, help me. I'm not the one who littered. Help. And, then we get some nectar, goodness, and Percy's alive! He didn't go to the underworld again! That would have been really sad if he just, immediately died and went back to Hades.
Correct. He's like, oh, I thought you weren't supposed to come back anytime soon.
And then he sees Gabe down there.
Why did you send this piece of shit to me?
Yeah, so, I love that Chiron is here in this scene in his suit. I'm wondering if this means he's going back to, go teach some kiddos in the mortal world?
My thought is some of the parents might be able to see him from, over the hill. Like, the top of the hill down.
And some parents don't know some things.
They might be weirded out, too.
Fair. But also, there are definitely some parents of kids who don't know anything about the godly stuff.
Yeah, so, yeah, that's my guess. Mm-hmm. I mean, he could be going out to do something, but I feel like with the Cronus thing, he'd be a little more I don't know.
Yeah.
They tell the story. They get through their...
Yeah, we get through the whole thing of how everything happened, and Percy's like, Kronos, we can't talk about it because Zeus doesn't want us to, and it's not great.
Yeah. And then we have Chiron's prophecy gets brought up, but we can't talk about it.
We can't talk about
because
anything.
Zeus says we can't talk about.
Okay, before we started recording, I was like, this is a typical, like, Dumbledore explain shit chapter. Not Zeus.
Luke did it, and now Chiron's doing it.
Luke was the Dumbledore for most of this chapter, and now Chiron is the Dumbledore of the I'm not going to tell you things variety. It's great.
Sorry, it started pouring again. The storm is driving me bananas. They're gonna train. They're going to keep life going. Train patiently. Assuming I live that long.
Yeah. And then we find out that, like in a second, we find out that Annabeth, is gonna go home. And she talked to her dad. She's gonna try to, live with the mortals, see how that works.
I like how she's like, I took your advice. Like,
I took your advice! Yay!
About something.
Also the fact that Percy's just like, please let me go outside. And he's like,
help.
He just can't walk. I
like how Annabeth helps in the whole, while Argus is just like, behind them.
Listen, he would have to bruise some of his eyes to help Percy go home.
But he was just carrying all the stuff for the Aphrodite kids.
He wants to give his eyes a break. I worry about Argus so much.
Same.
Yeah, so Annabeth's going home, and okay, so this line of Percy saying, I won't go looking for trouble, I usually don't have to. I feel like that's almost exactly a Harry Potter quote.
It might be.
Because I'm pretty sure Harry says something like, I don't go looking for trouble, trouble usually finds me.
Although, it's a pretty generic phrase.
But I'm just saying.
I'm sure it's used in other books. Yeah, I'm sure it's used in other books too, though.
Saying. They're the same character.
Yeah. They are. I know your thesis.
It's my thesis.
And they're gonna be back together, and they've already agreed that if they need to sneak off, they'll do it.
Yeah. And Percy's like, well, you know what? I'm gonna go home, because
the one person I like is not here, and Grover's already gone, so...
Yeah. The two people, well, the three people he likes are not there, which is Grover, Annabeth, and his mom.
Yeah.
So
he can at least be with one of them.
He can be with one of them, so... And then, as I read the last part, I really just want to, like, sing things from the musical, because it's, like, almost directly from this.
Charlie, we finished the book.
We did. Will
we do have two more episodes. Are we doing this every summer? We're just taking the rest of the year off.
Summer.
I know.
That would be funny if we only did this in summer.
Oh god. 3 months to get through. That'd be so much editing.
It would take so long.
We finished the book.
We did.
We do have 2 more episodes of the season left.
Yeah, they're fun.
We have our movie episode, which in our time will be tomorrow, but in your time will be next week.
I'm excited.
With Jason, our editor for the Movie Night Crew. And then the week after, we have a special episode, surprise bonus-ish episode with our friends from the restricted section.
Bonus content on the main feed.
And then we're going to take a month off. Because Christina told us to, and also I'm dying on the inside. The outside. This is
a mandated break from the Pod Daddy.
Which, like, we both definitely need.
No.
Okay, I definitely need. But, yeah, so that's... And also, Charlie, by the time this comes out, we'll have finally met.
We will. The people listening, maybe we'll post something. So they know.
Oh, yeah.
Like, before this comes out, we'll post pictures of us together. It'll be great.
Yeah, we'll have met the weekend before. We'll also be, like, meeting Pod Daddy, and it's going to be great.
Taylor,
Haley will be there.
Taylor, you need to get a Camp Half-Blood shirt so we can take pictures with...
Let me see how quickly I can get one.
Just send it to Christina's.
Why is there a Camp Half-Blood shirt at my house? Is that what I should get her for her birthday?
Oh my god, actually.
Christina, what's your shirt size? No reason.
Honestly, it would be great.
At Tina in a tree. No reason.
The fact that you're just doing this on the pod.
Yep. I just said it. It's fine.
Oh my god.
No, I think I'm gonna get the men's version.
Oh, try to get one that looks like mine.
What does yours look like?
I'll show it to you after we're done recording the ep, maybe.
Oh, okay.
We're still
okay.
recording.
Do you have a plug? Do you have a plug?
I do have a plug. So, this week, I'm gonna plug, a Barbie movie, because I've been recently rewatching all of the Barbie movies, because I have to do it once a year. It's a thing required of me by law.
Is it?
Definitely. As a Barbie nerd, I have to. It's required. So I'm gonna plug my favorite Barbie movie ever, which is Barbie and the Diamond Castle. It's great. It's really fucking gay.
Without saying it's gay.
If anybody watches the movie and thinks that those girls are heterosexuals, you are lying. You are lying to yourself. It's basically like the cottagecore lesbian movie of everyone's dreams. That's what it is.
That's like actually a really good description of
and
it.
it's a musical. Well, kind of. It's got music in it, but it's like
it's less musical-y than some of the movies.
It has like a couple musical numbers. It's not necessarily like dream sequence, everybody starts getting up, dancing, singing kind of thing. It's not that. But there are songs, music is important to it, and it's great, and it's a quote-unquote best friends movie, you know? Just gals being pals.
Gals being pals.
Listen, they go off and ride on a rainbow together. There's no heterosexual explanation for this.
You're not wrong.
I have a lot of feelings. What's your plug, Taylor? So I don't keep rambling.
Oh. My plug is that's what I'm talking about, because by the time this comes out, we should have, I think we'll have passed the 2-year anniversary of talking about.
Yay!
And, even though it's not on our network, it's on WB&E, Mary Clay is a valued member of the Movie Night Crew Network as well. You can hear her on the restricted section, and occasionally she pops up on Movie Night Crew. So, she'll be getting into the Hobbit movies soon. She's finishing up The Hobbit, so it's exciting. Do recommend all of her past stuff. It's been a fun journey to watch her go on. And I look forward to her covering the Silmarillion, even though she's trying to avoid it.
It'll take her a little while till she actually admits that she's gonna go there, though.
Yeah,
I really just...
It'll be fine.
I want her to, like, cover some, just, like, Tolkien translated this thing instead, just to avoid doing the Silmarillion.
Just anything she can possibly find.
Because I believe he translated, like, Beowulf. I would love it if she fucking covered...
He translated a shit ton.
I would love it if she fucking covered, like, Beowulf as translated by Tolkien on the pod.
Just to avoid the Silmarillion.
Just to do that. I'd love it.
Oh my god. But anyhow, and also buy her merch, because it might be the comfiest t-shirts I own.
Good shit, good shit.
I love it so much. Oh, did Christina answer?
You're so sneaky, aren't you? She just said LMFAO. Good to know. Fine. I'll also buy her a shirt.
I'll buy her Camp Half-Blood shirt.
Plot twist, we'll both buy her Camp Half-Blood shirts.
You can buy her the orange one black, and I'll buy her the black one.
Oh my god.
Because I'm already
Black and orange, black and orange.
It's funny to me because I live in Pittsburgh and Black and Yellow is based on Pittsburgh because Wiz Khalifa's from here.
Amazing. Okay, I don't want to keep...
All of our sports teams are black and yellow.
I don't want to keep doing this on the pod. Oh, we gotta end the episode. Alright.
Okay. Okay.
Whether or not Taylor's in the closet,
we'll never know.
We'll never know. But Taylor, you gotta come the fuck out of your closet.
You can follow the podcast socials at Of the Eldest Gods Pod on Instagram and at Of the Eldest Gods on Twitter. You can send an iris message to us through oftheeldestgodspod@gmail.com. You can follow me, Taylor, at Taylor from Cabin 6 on Instagram, and Historical Femme, spelled FEMME, on Twitter. Catch me on episodes of the Restricted Section, Hell from Elsewhere, and True Stories of a Tryhard.
You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, mainly Instagram and Tumblr. But on Twitter, I'm at GreenPixie123, which I'm not salty about. No, not at all. I also have an art Instagram that I sometimes use at GreenPixieDraws. I sometimes do the YouTube thing on my channel, Charlie Mack. That's MACK.
Our music was written by Nora Strauss-Riggs and recorded and edited by Ian Emmerich. You can find Nora at Kane_I, that's I as in the body part, on Instagram and Twitter. Feel free to message her about making music for your project or editing your pod. She's the host of Siblings and Fandoms, where Nora and her sister Maddie talk about fandoms they're part of, ones they're not, and everything in between. She is also the host of Modern Musical Origin, which is an informative show delving into the history of different instruments and styles of music. You can find both of those pods on all the major podcasting apps. We are proud to be a part of the Movie Night Crew Network, which features the Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time, the Movie Night Crew, join some friends as they react to some terrible, some meh, and some really great movies, Fandom's Gone Wrong, a fandom-filled show co-hosted by our own Charlie, My Cabbages, an Avatar podcast that follows the true hero of the Avatar The Last Airbender series, the Cabbage Cart Guy, and Content and Capable, where we follow Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult.
Hi, my name is Sam, and I've recently become an adult, but let's be honest, I have no idea what the fuck I'm doing. Like, can I still enjoy the kiddie rides at theme parks? And how do I look important and feel relaxed while travelling? Join me as I ask people how they are content with their life and feel capable as a functioning adult in society. Each Monday, myself and a guest will chat about a topic they feel passionate about and our adventures and struggles of being an adult in the real world.
Of the Eldest Gods is based on the series by Rick Riordan. Right now, we are discussing Percy Jackson and the Olympians. Remember to follow us on your favorite podcatcher and meet us back here every Thursday.
That movie sucked. I kind of liked it.
Movie Night Crew Network.